Hi everybody, welcome to Materia D&D, where we play D&D our way. We are on session 109 of our main and single story. Last session, and in the session leading up to the previous session, the menagerie had arrived to the previously bustling and glamorous and well-maintained city of Carver during the Gem Rush some 400, 300 years ago. However, since the mine had dried up, Carver found itself in a squalor. Has been run down and more of a shanty town than anything else. All this being said, they had met some individuals, saved some people, so they saved some people's lives that were saved a person's life that was getting beat up, potentially made friends with them, and through happenstance were able to get into the mine and into the mine in a way that where they had relative ease of movement and transport. They sought out an individual named Scoot. Scoot is the owner of the Dusty Pick, an enterprise that they had encountered previously on the Mason Third Byway. But Scoot has a history here in Carver, which was made apparent to the group, though his memory is maybe not perfect, as they learned that Scoot, being a Marian, is quite old and possibly damaged. Uh, However, with the discussions with Scoot, there was the understanding and revelation that an entity that the menagerie had encountered previously, a mimic, was not something completely foreign, or at least to the history of Carver. They had fallen from the sky at one point, according to his story. One night, there was many hundreds of years ago, there was a raging purple and green storm that had wagons and transport carts crashing from the sky. And this happened during the Braggarts War. Uh, the crashing disguised as thunder, but in the morning they found uh, the ruins and the rubble, and then eventually people started going missing. And over some decades, they found out what was going on. But oddly enough, you mentioned that they managed to work out some sort of agreement with these shape-shifting monstrosities, as much to the point where they created a contract with them, and the contract would be to ward off the surface from what was being known as the greed rot. Not rot like ROT, but rot like brought into the world. So uh, this had this activity of the mimics and all that became they became aware to the surface a little bit more in modern time, because a previously collapsed portion of the mine was excavated, and people saw it as an opportunity to maybe strike it rich once again. Uh, I will say that my party, very proud of them, completely unexpected, managed to completely avoid any type of mimic bloodshed, as they are sentient, yes, sentient creatures, and they managed to discuss with them and actually use mimics to try to help find other mimics hiding and leaving the mine, and eventually, we'll just say, probably saved a lot of lives and took the mimics that they were able to gather and collect and head further into the once previously collapsed corridor or chasm, or whatever you want to call it, of the Snoring Mountain. They encountered a bridge made completely up of mimics and some other things. However, going forward, they continued to trek into the unlit, cold interior of the Snoring Mountain, where stalactites and stalagmites merge, where light has probably never been cast. Trekking together as a group, they ventured deeper and deeper in for a few hours, thanks to Sedge's perfect memory, they are able to have an idea of what time it is on the surface, and they had decided to rest. Al, using his tiny hut, gave them a place to sleep. Uh, and as they went to sleep, some of them maybe being on guard, knowing that they are in an unknown territory, an unknown realm, eventually sleep did find everyone, all of which were awoken as the tiny hut became the tiny sauna, as in the thrashings and visions of Davis's dreams, he began to physically overheat and radiate that heat into this small space, making it quite uncomfortable for everybody. And I think that's where we left off.
I think so too.
So, yeah. So the perspective that you had was as if you were one of the things being in that fight. So you were you were not the purple green thing. You were being attacked by this cloud that seemed to have limbs coming out of it, scratching and clawing at you. So you were the perspective of something being attacked and fending yourself off.
But was that the serpenty thingy?
Uh,
Because you mentioned something about the serpent, which I thought was the serpent from like other previous dream things. I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be me in this scenario or the other thing.
gotcha. You saw serpentine features coming from the cloud,
The green, purple green cloud.
the green purple cloud,
Okay.
that is attacking you. However, the way that the perspective is like you are of similar size to this thing.
Right.
Um, I would say if you want, give me I would just
Do
be
you
an
have your
intelligence
phone
check
with you?
at this
Okay,
point.
I'm gonna text
Okay.
you.
Maybe I can get you. There, 12. Um, the, at one point in the dream, uh, yeah, you don't know if it's like you don't see anything that defines you as maybe that other thing that you saw. You're just taking the brunt of an attack, and warding yourself off. Um, yeah, it's all obscured. You see probably like a set of, you know, claws and talons, and you see like a long serpentine tail, but it's all shrouded in this purple green cloud. Uh, it's it's kind of jarring again because it's like you're being shooken and fighting off. Um, it's basically the best I can give you with that roll.
That's fair.
Yep, yep. So, yeah, I would say that everyone is just awoken by the fact that either close enough to Davis in the tiny hut and he's, kind of maybe thrashing and moving around a little bit, not super violently, but obviously like in the grips of maybe like a nightmare. And two, for sure, you guys are just starting to sweat and get really dank because he's just made it probably like if we're going Celsius, like 110, 115 degrees Celsius in here. It's hot. It's uncomfortable. I'm sorry, not Celsius, Fahrenheit. Bleh.
You scared me.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah,
what?
sorry. Blah,
It's
blah.
time to make new characters.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, Davis, as far as you know right now, you are asleep. So what's everyone been doing?
Sleeping.
My players, come on. Yeah.
What the hell's going on? I slept better in the hag dimension. What the fuck?
Uncomfortably roll back
Oh,
over. Go back to sleep.
my
Okay.
clothes are soaked. What the
Um,
fuck is, guys? What's going
Al,
on?
is this your? Do you have temperature control on this thing?
Oh,
What the heck?
what? What?
I'm not
Hey,
sure what the problem is, but
Are
it
we,
does feel much warmer. It,
what?
it's like a space heater was turned on. Not saying space heaters exist, but you know.
Yeah.
hey,
Like they
Davis, is your fire sword warming this place up? Turn it off.
Am I still sleeping?
you are you are out.
But like thrashing a bit.
Yeah, moving.
Wait a minute.
Oh, hey, he's Davis. Hey, does he feel warm? I'm gonna approach him.
Yeah.
Can I
Okay.
tell it's him?
Got
Uh
another character question in a
yeah,
second.
I would say uh yeah, I would say you don't even roll. Like you would just sense that the heat's kind of radiating from more on the
Anybody
inside.
got a water skin?
I think all of you do.
I guess we all have water skins. I got one. I'm gonna dump water on him.
Cool. Yeah, so you take some water and uh Davis, that definitely shocks you to waking up. Um
There's probably more delicate ways to do that, but anyway.
I wasn't gonna touch him. Feel how hot this guy is. Davis, get up, wake up.
I,
Something's wrong
I
with
would
you, man.
really quickly say that as that like the sensation of splashing and being like thrown from the dream, you're still disorientated and you've been attacked essentially.
Okay.
Do as you wish, Davis.
Thing is, I would have to like summon my glaive. Actually, I'll just stand up and look for an attacker, but that's about it.
Okay.
Because I don't
Go
have a
ahead.
weapon out, right? Like I don't have one in hand.
I know, but like in your dream, you've been like
Fair
fighting
enough.
back.
Sure. Yeah, I guess I'll make a like essentially a blind attack, is what it would be.
That's yeah. So you don't have to actually roll an attack, but it's essentially like as Davis kind of comes to, Rock is kind of yeah, like he's swinging towards you in a sense.
I try to jump backwards.
That's fine. You're in a limited space, but you
Yeah, I
managed
was
to
gonna
kind of
say you hit
slide
the head
away.
of your head on the dome.
Honk.
Don't.
I mean, even if
Um,
anything else, like if you shield, I probably wouldn't even be able to hit you with anyways.
no, you're fine. But yeah, Davis. That brief, um, like coming to, waking up. There's a for you. There is a like a pain that is focused in your left eye, and it feels like you're essentially like it's on not like it's on fire, like a temperature fire, but like
Yeah, it's like a shooting heat.
yeah, and like also like when you maybe cut onions or you cut jalapenos more like it, and then you forgot to wash your hands and you kind of rub
Ooh,
your face. It's like that, except like all throughout your eye. Uh, let's call it the left eye. I remember that.
sure. Okay. Hey, what, why, who did, who, did somebody get something in my eye? What the hell? God, uh, I
You
mean,
guys should be careful. It might be contagious. Whatever. Are you steaming again?
I mean, I do that sometimes.
Yeah, what the heck, guys? You made it hot in here like
You're as
crazy.
What are you talking about?
you're as hot as the deserts right now.
I mean, I'm
That's
sweating.
not normal.
What do you mean I'm making it hot?
Just getting hot.
Davis,
And then
what
I'll
were
like
you
feel,
sleeping
I guess I'll just, yeah, kind of like wave my hand
in? Yeah.
around and sort of check my own
What were
temperature.
you sleeping in?
I mean, I have a bedroll, so it'd be a bedroll.
But were you sleeping in your
Oh,
armor for the day?
no, never, no, almost never sleep in my armor.
Okay. Can I get everybody to give me perception checks inside the dome? And I have Kyle's rolls. He sent them to me.
14, so
Uh-huh. Where's Suki? There's Suki.
9, even with advantage.
Already
Uh,
20.
quick question, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, for the tiny hut description, I got the atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry, regardless of the weather outside. Is this
No.
something?
Yeah, you
So
would. Okay,
he's inside.
he's inside, and that actually makes it so that you just know that Davis was probably the space heater.
Okay, so that was my question. It's just so intense that it's
Yeah,
still
it's overwhelming.
Yes.
okay.
And like now that you guys see him, so like I mean, all of you rolled, yeah, decent from at least what I got to see. So like it's pretty obvious. Like Davis, not only is he splashed by water, but like he was, likely sweating because his hair is wet, and some of his under what do you call it? His under jack and all that are all wet. But you see, who got the highest? Al. You would notice that those scar markings on his back that go up to like his neck, that look like claw marks, they're doing that scorching red metal hot look again. That
Which,
searing red.
for context, you may not remember because I didn't either, but you saw that before when I was sleeping when we were outside Volpine.
Yep.
And then I
Oh yeah.
pushed you to the ground.
Yeah, that's why I'll let Rock take this one.
I went ahead
Yeah.
and outrolled for
Uh,
Suki.
Davis,
What?
I think your back's doing a thing again.
What? Okay, and then yeah, I'll touch. Are they like even hotter than everything else, or are they just?
Yeah, you actually
Oh
take
boy. Oh boy.
2
What?
points as it like and that like
Oh God. Oh.
exposed fingers. Yeah.
That's ooh. It wasn't like that last time, was it?
I don't think it was that bad.
Man.
Uh,
Between that and the hair. Oh fuck.
And the eye.
um,
Okay.
Yeah. That's
can
well.
I
The
cast
eye. I think it's just somebody just splashed me. Like what's going on? Oh wait. It's still
Ooh.
going. It's still going. Ah.
And then
I
yeah,
got
Don't
you, buddy.
remember
Al
hearing about the eye, personally.
Al the you look at him and like he's like kind of saying the eye, and you see like his eye is like the whites of his eye are like full bloodshot red.
Ooh. We got you, buddy. We got you, buddy.
Oh God.
I think with prestidigitation I can cool things. Can I cool his bedroll and I guess the jack he's wearing?
Were you drinking Dregnar's booze?
No, not this time. Ah, Jesus.
I mean, maybe it would help.
Yeah.
Cool on,
Well.
buddy.
Hey, I'm gonna step outside the hut for a bit. I'm sure it's nice and cool out there. So yeah, then I'll
And
You
step
could go
outside.
Al
with you,
Okay.
unless you need the alone time.
No. You can come. It's fine. It's probably better to have somebody with. I'm not going far. I just want to get so that you guys can not suffer and hopefully I can cool off a bit. Wow.
I just don't. In a cave, I just don't wish you to be alone. You
Yeah.
seem
Bring
troubled,
your.
but I don't want you to be without healer as well.
Yeah, and you have some light too if we need it. That's good.
Indeed.
I would say Al, the one thing that you do, like as you're trying to like remove the heat from his equipment, you said, or what were you doing? I didn't understand you.
I can cool non-organic material, so I was just gonna do that to the sleeping roll and his shirt.
Okay, so you're just gonna instead of precipitating
Trying
water
to
out of it, you're just gonna. I get it. Okay, so
yeah.
cool. Thank you. I just want to make sure I didn't miss something that you're doing. So yeah, Davis and Sej, as you press through the wall and emerge on the other side of the tiny hut that is set up in the same kind of dark coloration to help it be avoid detection should that be a concern. Um, Sej, you see as you like follow behind Davis that he's got those 5 on each side, like claw marks. Uh, they're red, but after a little while, mm, Davis like after like a minute or so, they seem to remove from that like red hot look and just start to fade back to his normal skin tone.
Are my eye still going or no?
Eye still hurts.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, this is the. I don't. I don't know if you knew that that thing with my shoulder blades. Like they've glowed in the past. It was when I had a weird dream before, and I had one again tonight. But this eye thing is weird. This is new. Obviously, the hair thing's new.
Have orange hair. Davis, give me a wisdom saving.
Veteran scars or no?
No.
Off the table. Ooh, good.
Finish.
21 total.
21.
I think after this check, I'm gonna guidance you, just pat you on the shoulder too, since I didn't declare it before.
That's fine. It wouldn't apply. It's for ability checks anyway.
So,
Oh, well, I
Sej,
mean,
as you,
there you go.
yeah, go ahead. So, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. So
Yeah, that
as
was it.
like, understood. So as you're kind of stepping out with Davis, and he kind of turns and is kind of telling you, he then kind of like he kind of clutches over, not down on the ground, but kind of, and he's like grabbing the left side of his face, where his eye is. Uh, and Davis, he just kind of shrugged something off, and it was this sharp pain. You're okay right now.
Okay. So it's faded.
Yeah, the pain is still like your eye is still hurting,
Uh-huh.
but like that sharp, intense moment of pain.
Got it. Like,
As you like for a brief moment there, you see like where Sej is, you swear you see like that purple green cloud just kind of starting to like pour off from behind him, starting to manifest, and you have this instinction to defend yourself, but you see through it.
okay. Yeah, I'll like stutter, step back just like a little bit. Be like, what? Did you? Are you? That was you weren't. You didn't do something just now, right? Like that was. Sej, was it? You weren't trying to mess with me, were you?
No, I give you nothing but my blessing, and I'm here just to help. I'm
Oh,
kind
okay.
of just concerned.
Yeah, that was weird. Man, well,
Is
the cool air
something
helps, I think.
amiss?
Yeah, I don't know about amiss, but it's, oof, it's,
There's been a lot of really concerning, I don't know, ailments. I recognize I was brought up to be a wise elephant. Or Loxodon, my bad. Um I recognize that this is your quest, your personal endeavor. But the closer we get to the feeling of whatever closer we get to whatever solution that you're looking for seems kind of dangerous to your health. I don't know what we're heading to, but it
yeah,
feels like proximity is not doing you very well.
yeah, I admit this is not what I was hoping for, but, um, okay, well,
You simply gain did you do you simply seek to gain answers? Is that
yes, exactly. I need to know what this is. Like, what is, like, found its way, like, into me, with me, to join itself with me. I don't,
Wisdom save, Davis.
okay. Same, no scars, I assume?
Yeah, that's correct.
24.
not
Again,
bad?
it's that spike of pain as you're saying. In this case, no, I see, answers and wisdom. You get the sense that whatever's that if there was a right or wrong answer, that was the wrong answer, and it's starting to like hurt again.
Wait, what was the wrong answer?
That you're just seeking wisdom,
Oh,
compared like or understanding, like
I get it. Okay.
He's lying to me.
uh,
or
Well, whatever it may be, I just don't want you to put your life on the line for just answers as if it's something you can live with.
no, that is, man. You are Wes Loxodon. Yeah,
I
I'd like.
just don't think answers are worth losing your life. I just am concerned, you know? And there's no shame in turning back if you feel like your life is on the line for no reason.
who
You,
says that? David, wisdom saving throw.
jeez.
I'm about to kill
Well,
you.
that's good. 12.
12. Sh- Dark pain. You take 5 points of psychic damage, and the only thing you can comprehend and utter is that it is absolutely worth putting my life on the line for this.
There you go. It is
And I
absolutely.
will, yeah, I will die if I have to. However you want to yell it at him.
No, this is something I must do. This is absolutely what we're here for. We've come this far. We're gonna achieve our goals. I'm going to get answers.
Sej, I'm not even going to make you do an insight check. complete snap of character, just one way to another, and then Davis fades. You don't even realize what you said.
And then I'll just say thanks. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I want to talk with the others though, kind of let them know what's going on, and let people make their choices. If they want to keep going, they can keep going. If not, let's just here.
Well, take heart that I walk with you.
Thank you. Yeah. So back in the hut.
Okay. It has cooled off. Davis is no longer, as we called it, a space heater. Um, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Welcome back, you guys.
Thanks.
Feel better?
Oh yeah. Still a little kind of a tingle on my left side of my
Fine.
head here, but
Better.
I will say real quick, because this is something that would follow what Kyle told me he would do. So I'm going to use his first roll, which is a natural 19. So with that outburst, Davis, um, you know, Karos, as you come in, he'll say, best not be so loud. We don't know what's down here. And as you kind of hear your voices kind of echoing through the numerous caverns and darkness of this this place.
oh, sorry. Yeah, if we were loud, I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah. So this is all kind of like quasi stage whisper at this point, since he reminded. So remember we were told about that green and purple cloud that we think brought these mimics here. So I saw that in my dream last night, and I think the dream is what caused all the heat and the glowing and the whatnot, because that's to a lesser extent that's happened before. The hair is wild. I kind of like it actually, but the that green and purple cloud that had never been in my dreams before, but it was last night, and it was coming for me, or like whatever I was in the dream. It wasn't me. It was something. It had it in for me though. But that's when I was woken. It was coming after me, and then I woke up. I don't really know what that all means.
You you kind of sound like me right now in that
Oh God.
dreams and crazy not being yourself. And
Yeah.
if I hadn't had it happen to me, I'd say you're crazy. But since I can relate, I guess we should figure this out because yeah, I do. You want to keep going? Are we supposed to keep going?
I
Is
mean,
it safe to keep going?
Wisdom save, Davis.
okay. Ooh, 10.
10. Absolutely keep going. We trek forward. We find this thing, yeah.
Does it have to be an outburst again?
Not as intense,
But aggressive.
but it's like,
Just not loud.
And all of you will see him as he's in the tent. He kind of clutches the left side of his face,
Interesting.
covering his eye. And it's just like,
See,
Davis told like,
yeah.
you-
Of course we gotta go forward. That's why would we have come this far? That's the whole point. That's the only way we're gonna figure this out. And then back to normal.
Sure. You seem like you're struggling there.
Yeah, I mean this is definitely not what I expected. But as long as you guys are with me, I feel like we can take on just about anything. So if you're with me, then I'd say we would go forward. Yeah.
I mean, for options, we don't have many, and it's the only good one. So, if we're to see this to the end, we might as well find what's at the end of this tunnel.
We
I
are
don't
this
think
far.
there's an end to this tunnel.
Yeah, it's kind of just an expanse in all directions, I think, isn't it? And then I'll just look around and be like,
Well, we know of at least 2 levels. There was more down the chasm. There's many offshoots. So this could take a week. This could take the rest of our lives.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
you've been marking our way, though, I think, right?
Yes, I with the chalk, I've been marking the way the best I
Perfect.
can.
Yeah, I think between, the 6 of us, we should be able to find our way back using that, unless, the people
between me
down
and the
here
chalk, I
take up
think we have
those.
good chances.
Sorry?
Between me and the chalk, we have good chances of making it back out. I can remember.
Oh, that's true. You do have a good memory. We also, I mean, the one thing I would worry about is something sabotaging the markings we make, but Dragnar, you're pretty good at hiding stuff.
Well, that plus with Sej and my ability to remember everywhere I've ever been and the way back, so
Okay.
we should be good on that
Yeah, DM.
aspect.
Remember, it's a background feature. It's not like I get it, but you have good recall.
Don't Caleb this, okay, guys?
Should we have a quick meal from the with the ladle just in case things get weird down here?
I
Does
mean, they're
anyone feel
already
like
weird for
cooking?
me.
We can avoid
Might.
making something too fragrant. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
I
it
was
seems to
thinking something.
make us all feel better sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, food's always a good choice. Let's go.
Yeah, I could eat.
Who's
Unless
got
I'm
the
cooking
ladle?
it.
Yeah, who's got the ladle again?
I think I still. Did I give
Red
out
has
the
a
ladle? I think
not
I
a two.
did. It's not
Sedge,
attuned, but I still have it. The
yeah.
attunement is only for the effect.
Right.
Yep, the bonus.
Yeah, I have
So,
it. I break it out of my backpack.
okay,
Okay,
I
so we're
will
not gonna get
say,
any bonus effects from it then?
yeah, no bonus
For
action.
better or worse.
For
I will
better
say
force, yeah.
you guys, okay, don't hit long rest. You guys get to do a long rest. Davis, you get to do a long rest, but you do not get to like auto heal
Right, the
if you
damage
had
that I
any
just took.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I'll just remember
and
my HP, hit long rest, and then reset it.
yes, and then I would say, go ahead and roll me a. You have to roll me all these saves, Davis, but go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw. Yes, Veteran Scars applies. Um, something different.
Ooh.
Okay. No exhaustion from that night.
Hey! Veteran Scars, save that one.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and let's do our morning rolls while you guys figure out what you guys are eating. Uh, okay. So yeah, the one is the engine. Got it.
I'm gonna break apart one of my rations for the ladle.
Very well. I just
Now
kind of
I'll
something.
donate a ration as well,
there we
since
go.
I mentioned the food, so I'll take mine as well.
Very nice. So I just kind of picture you, Sej, kind of taking that little thimble that you got off the hags and just kind of making it, and it grows into a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
Throw the rations in, squirt some water, start stirring, and it just magically becomes delicious.
Like some beautiful, delicious cave water. Yum.
Yeah.
Well, I'll use a spell to create some water.
Oh,
Okay. Go ahead and
even
mark up that
better.
That
spell.
way we have some good fresh water. So
Good deal. And go ahead and so
Rock brand
spellcaster
bottled
needs to
water.
prepare your spells. Davis, which
Command
one did you
style.
roll for?
Yeah, so it's charisma, but I get that bonus, apparently.
So
Okay.
thinking of while preparing, like I'm stirring the ladle over whatever small campfire that we might have mustered up. So thinking of just the way forward. It seems like we're just settled upon being aimless in this giant, and I just look around, expanse of darkness.
I
I mean, there has to be a way to point us in the right direction. I mean, Davis, don't you feel like a draw somewhere?
yeah, I wish I did. I just know we want to get to the heart of the mountain, the belly of the mountain, right? I mean, I will. So here, let me. While we eating it, like, let me just. I'll like sit cross-legged and be like, we've got some time, so I might as well fill you guys in on all of the stuff that I've seen in my dreams. And rather than RP8, I'll just kind of generally summarize it. So yeah, mostly pulling stuff here, a lot of volcano imagery, lava, and then specifically, eventually, there was like a kind of a serpentine monster that literally told me to find me. And a lot of the dreams, I'm falling down into kind of like from the like cracks or fissures in the ground, kind of falling into uh, essentially like down where the lava is, and then getting swallowed by the creature. At one of the dreams, and correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, I didn't actually get to go back and watch this too much, but I think at one point it was not related to, I think I may have been on a mountaintop, but what I saw was something fall from the heavens and like land in a forest and then like crack and then go into the earth.
Yep,
Okay.
that's correct. And then
And
you would
the
have seen
well, and of note,
violently rising the rock. Like as it comes crashing, you would have seen essentially like the mountain start to spring up around it.
oh, okay, that wasn't super clear. Okay, so that's, I wish I had gotten back to give it. So it seems almost as if the Snoring Mountain came from that.
At this point, as you're doing a recall and recollection, and you guys are kind of discussing amongst yourselves, yeah, that seems to be a point that's made in the dream.
So yeah, I'll mention that.
Is this fiery serpent creature thing that seems to want to eat you that we're trusting to go to? You recognize it? Because that seems like
No, it seems dangerous for sure. And I really am feeling kind of guilty about not having told you guys this before. But we can turn
wait.
back.
So if I have a dream and a hag is like, "Hey, come to my,"
I have a feeling
no.
Adam's about to make me make a wisdom save.
As you say it, let's turn back. Wisdom save.
Sure. Although I think I rolled almost as high as I can, and I think I still failed. Because I can't roll higher than a 25, and I rolled a 24.
Wait, when did you?
One
roll?
of the times I rolled a 24.
Yeah, but you didn't fail on that one.
Oh, I didn't fail on that one. Oh, okay. This one,
Yeah.
13.
13? No. When you say we can turn back, and then you almost have like an argument with yourself, where like you see Davis say it one way, and his head snaps the other way and says, "No, we go forward."
Yeah.
It's
Oh, we can turn back. No. We're here. Let's go. We go forward.
I respect the determination, but you gotta let's pace ourselves at least. Just always be thinking about we gotta take care of ourselves. You know.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
for those of you who are proficient in insight, I will allow you to roll now.
Yeah.
Well, no one else concerned that we're going to go talk to a fiery serpent creature that seems like it wants to eat Davis?
I mean, we took on 3 hag covens. This is just a serpent creature. We took on a hydra. Hydra is like 6 serpent creatures. 7 serpent. I don't know. I'm not good with numbers.
When you say serpent creature, you don't mean like dragon, do you? Because I don't think we want that
No,
dragon.
it wasn't quite dragon-sized. And I don't think it... Did I see wings? I don't think I ever saw wings. I saw horns. But
You never saw wings. Actually, I will allow you. As you're conferring, I want to do this. We're gonna do something slightly untraditional as you guys are as Davis is kind of going through the story, and now like he's asking questions to himself and trying to recall. Al, you definitely pick up that Davis, something is driving him forward with that insight check of 21.
Something that's not him, potentially. Like,
Yes, like something's
okay.
off. Like you know Davis well enough to know that, like it's a clear. There's been a pattern because you could hear his discussion with Sedge outside the hut. Anything that is retreat, go back, it's not worth it. Keep snapping him to go forward. Like he's
Okay.
almost like he's like compelled to keep driving forward. I will say now, as that's being said, as you guys are discussing and kind of like going back and Rock, you're concerned, like, is this a dragon? Have we seen this? And Davis is kind of recalling, I don't remember seeing wings. I'm gonna say like this is we're kind of delving into Davis's dream memory and kind of helping him pick out stuff. So if I can have every single one of you roll me a d6, and I'm gonna add it up and I'm gonna see how well y'all help him recall his memory.
do I need to do one for Kyle?
Yes.
I'll just
So
do
you
it
can
in
do
roll.
2d6
I'll do it in roll
for
20.
me.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I'll do one for me too.
I got a 4.
4 plus 9. Okay.
Story time.
Okay, wait, so 10, 14 so far,
Got a 1.
15. So who else do we need? We need Bregnar. 15.
Does Cars get a roll?
I did.
Yeah,
I rolled
David.
for him.
One,
Oh,
two,
that's the other
three,
one was.
5, and we're missing one, right? 1, 2, 3,
Sedge.
5. Sedge. Oh,
He
and the
said
1.
one.
Sedge got 1.
Oh,
Okay,
right.
so let me do the math.
19 total.
18, 19 total. Okay. With that, Davis, you're starting to kind of see some, and one thing that you remember, and it wasn't given to you at the time as DM, but I'm giving it to you now because you were falling and getting swallowed up by this thing. The serpentine creature that was swallowing its scales, while you saw like kind of like in between, like where scales would be kind of like, I would say like rivers of magma, right? Like you see like kind of outlines of like hot magma. Its left eye was like fused shut. That's what I'm gonna give you. But no wings. It seemed serpentine. It seemed injured. Um, though like recovered from the injury, and that's what's giving the heat aspect. Yes, it's like dark scales. That the red and yellow kind of comes from that magma like
Ah, the
glow,
effect.
right?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not just the environment around it. It's actually coming like from it.
Gotcha.
And yeah, and its left eye is essentially like fused shut. You see like the little, you kind of recall, but you see like the little horizontal slit that it's like you can see just the tense burning behind it, but it doesn't open its eye before it eats you.
I'll also add, and I remember a lot of the times in the sky, because like stars and it has all this stuff to this, it just looked weird and off, and at times it seemed as if like someone was just moving parts of it around like unnaturally.
The stars? I know it's a dream, but
Yeah.
Right? If you have survival proficiency or navigator's tools, go ahead and roll me a check, as Davis is describing the stuff.
Navigators with what, wisdom?
Yes, it would wisdom or intelligence, your choice.
Okay. Oh, natural
I know
20.
there's
So
okay.
trying to do the
25
math.
total for me.
Okay.
So I was a plus 3, but then the tools would be. Sorry, charisma or what?
No,
No,
intelligence or
not
wisdom?
intelligence
Intelligence,
or wisdom.
wisdom. Ba-da-ba, those are the
Sorry, there's a
same.
lot of checks this evening at the start.
Oh
So
yeah,
Kara, I think he's got survival, right?
proficiency. So I had that, but I already have
Kara's
half.
8. So 8
I get
is
1.5.
6.
If you're
You
proficient, then your
yours,
jack of all trades doesn't apply, right?
yeah. If you're proficient, then no jack. But his always. So he's always. So for you, Al, it's +2.
Okay, because survival is half proficiency. I have navigator's tools as well. Does that overwrite? Oh
That would
god,
be full proficiency. Yes. So that would be
cool.
+4. So
Nice.
it would be
Okay,
intelligence plus
9.
5 total. So D20 plus 5.
Ah, yeah, 9 total. Okay, thank you for that. I was like, I've never used tools. Shit.
You're fine. It's actually one of the most like Davis and I were talking. Danny and I were talking. People mess up tool proficiencies all the time.
Yeah, because they don't really explain them.
Nope. So we have a 25 nat 20. We have a 9, and then Karo's got a 16.
Stars are pretty.
And then Dregnar, did you roll? Because you have proficiency in survival, right? Or are you not here?
Does he though? I thought he actually didn't.
He
Or
I
does.
maybe
got a
it's engaged.
24. I'm proficient in survival.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
24.
Okay. So as you guys are reflecting and kind of talking and eating this meal, and then Davis is talking about the shifting skies. However, you guys can choose to roleplay this, but something that Davis and Dregnar you pick up on, the sky moving. There, some of the constellations that don't exist, but some of them, they represent those 3 constellations that I told you earlier.
Right.
And that would be the Scorpion's Tail, the Bending Rivers, and the Guiding Stars.
Which were
Who rep-
on that tablet.
on the tablet, which is supposed to guide you to how to get. But yeah.
Sorry,
Like in those
I'm catching
dreams,
up on
like you would.
notes.
No, you're good. Take your time with notes. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Karos. You're like, I would say, like, as you're kind of talking through it, Karos would say, as you're kind of like, I kind of see, either like getting some parchment and charcoal and like kind of drawing out maybe some of the constellations that you've seen, and you guys are kind of looking over. It's like, I don't know that. I don't know that. Uh, yeah, that like you would recognize it, and then you would kind of realize that one of the results was that like, those three constellations kind of linked up together to make the chain, and then that's the same chain essentially that gets summoned when you summon Hearthguard, and it's the same three that are like interlaid and hidden within that dwarven tablet, with the liquid metal that's like now dried, but you can kind of see the constellation amongst the runes. So, then if you need it one more time, it's Scorpion Tail,
Bending
uh,
river, guiding something.
Bending Rivers,
Guiding
and
stars.
Guiding Stars. Yeah. And they are prominent constellations.
What was the last one? Guiding
Stars.
stars. Okay.
Yeah. And that one, fun note, it's not like the most true constellation. It just happens to be three really obnoxiously bright stars that are like within close proximity to each other.
It's like an arrow that says like right here.
It's just
I get it. I get it.
yeah. And I would say, for the sake of brevity, over the course of like the hour or so where you guys are kind of, coming down from the space heater and eating this meal and discussing, because it will take some time. Davis, your eye is no longer bloodshot. The group will see it. But as I mentioned previously, like what was like a mane of black hair, maybe with a little bit of graying, is essentially just overtaken and like blazing orange with virtually no black hair left. So
I'm a ginger, y'all.
have you ever seen an orc ginger? I don't think so. You're welcome.
New
With
to me.
gray skin.
Yeah. And jaundice colored eyes.
Not the best color combo, but it's okay.
Hey, your fault for finding the Hearthguard.
I know, right?
How
How
dare you?
dare you?
Yep.
Yeah.
How dare I say? How dare I switch weapons and then get another?
Really
no,
cool
like,
magical weapon.
yeah,
Davis, take the buckler back. We need you back. Come on, come on.
yeah. We need the old
Nah, it's got all these
the hot
bolts and
light
stuff
set up.
in
What
it
did-
now,
I for-
like
I forgot what he had for 2 episodes. What were you using?
spear and shield.
Spear and shield.
It was spear. Okay.
He was also a different type at the very
Yeah, I
beginning
was
when
a
we
icon of
first
victory.
teamed. Yeah, before.
Ooh.
But that was one that we had previously playtested a bunch. So.
Mm.
Now this is by far the
right.
most playtested.
Oh, but yeah, like, Jesus, like
A little bit.
209 sessions of Warlord.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry guys. Back to the thing. Did everyone roll their morning stuff? I know we got portents with a 15, 16, and an engine of 1. We got 4 on the totem. I don't know
Is
if
there a
anyone had
wand?
any other recharges. Oh yeah,
Wand B6. It's 3. What is that? I don't-
Druid. It's an alphabetical order,
Yeah, bard cleric
not
druid,
counting
I
artifact.
assume.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was alphabetical. Shit.
You're always wondering how we just know.
Yeah.
like, wow.
Bard,
guys know the
cleric-
game.
Yeah, it's bard cleric druid, paladin. No.
No,
Paladin, sorcerer.
bard.
No,
No,
it's all full casters.
it's all full casters. There's no half
Bard,
casters. No.
cleric, druid, and then
What am
You
I
guys got
missing?
this?
Stuff.
Something sorcerer wizard.
Sorcerer.
Oh, sorcerer wizard,
Warlock.
warlock.
sorcerer is
Or warlock
next.
wizard.
Yeah.
I forgot Warlock existed.
Yeah, I forget about warlock because they're weird. They don't have spell slots. I mean, they
They
do.
do.
They don't have
They don't
traditional
count,
spell
no.
slots.
They are.
I'll just blast everything. They walk.
It's not a
in,
real
what is it?
caster. No.
Eldritch Blast.
I didn't
Okay.
hear you guys bitch whenever Yashi saved your ass outside that swamp.
Darcy, no.
Then dive bombing from 300 plus feet, just Eldritch Spear, Eldritch Spear, Eldritch Spear, Eldritch Spear, Eldritch Spear.
It's terrifying. Friend or foe? Friend or foe?
I don't remember if it was me or Al, but one of us was just hanging out inside the belly of a man-eater plant for a while.
Yeah, I don't remember who someone was.
No,
Do you
my memory deceives me. I have no clue what you're talking about.
think it's Al? Usually Al. Okay, sorry. Back to relevance. Um,
So,
Can I
go ahead.
switch my eye too to see invisible creatures?
yeah. What is it? It's every long rest you can switch out your eye.
It says short rest,
Oh, okay.
so I
Cool.
mean I can wait. Go on,
No.
what's the
So
rest?
Short
any-
rests are
so
long
fine.
rests.
Or
Or long rests
Yeah,
are
yeah,
short rests,
so-
I should say.
Exactly. Like when you get to do a long rest, you also technically get to do a short rest. So,
Okay, yeah. So I will go to invisible.
which I guess I know technically if there's going to be some rules where that's technically not true because technically you get the short rest for if it. Yeah, people know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, yes. Okay. So you have see invisibility. So you can see creatures and objects within 10 feet of you.
And I immediately look around. Is there anything?
No, there's.
Okay.
Oh, I would say, oddly enough, you see where what's his name? Where Hans is hanging on Al's neck, you see a little spectral claw kind of like over it, like it's almost like he's clutching his own hand.
I love it.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, because he's for if those that don't understand, it's his mage hand and he's holding his hand. That's why it's he.
Wow.
Kill it! Kill it with fire!
Yeah. So you would see that. You would see, you know, the two hands actually, the one hand that's physical and the one hand that's magical.
I'm just gonna be like, huh, it works, and then wander off.
What works? Do you have weird eye shit going on too? Don't do this to me.
Nah, I
Oh,
just
fuck.
switched. I switched. I see invisible things now. I saw invisible things. It's cool. We're good. We're good.
What did you see that
Okay.
was invisible?
Wait, what?
Uh,
Where?
Just Hans. He's like he's chilling. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's good. I'm glad it works. I've never tried this.
Spooky magic. Okay.
We're all gonna
Davis is going all like
die.
Murtaugh from Lethal Weapon, like, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah. So,
Is it-
go ahead.
Hey, Davis.
Yeah.
Is it painful to summon Hearthguard?
I mean, here, let me try it right now. It's traditionally no, and then boom, summon.
Well, I jump back before he does because I'm suspicious.
Got it. So, David, as a constellations, now that you guys know what you're looking for, like there is like globules of light and abstrinious, extra, but you do now very easily see the scorpion, the river, and the guiding stars as you. Hearthguard.
No, yeah, no. I mean, it did do this scarring on my back, but that didn't really hurt either. In fact, I wasn't even really aware it was happening.
Can I hold it?
Sure. Hand it over. Pretty cool. It's heavy, but you're pretty
Yeah.
strong, so.
I move, say 50 feet away from Davis. Are you okay with that?
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, he's fine. I just gotta read the what we decided the summoning on the Hearthguard now is. I think that's what we use.
Pardon my weird asking. I wasn't here when you. I guess we're fated upon this.
No, by all means.
How did you happen upon it anyway? You don't have to tell me the whole story, but
I literally just found it. It was
also,
in
how do you
Vulpine.
know its name?
I'm actually out of character. I don't know that I do.
I was identified as.
Okay, was that like way things or something?
The spell.
Oh yeah,
identification.
the spell identify. Okay.
Took a while to get that.
Yeah. So yeah, I found it honestly just in a storeroom in Vulpine. It was like collecting dust. It didn't look quite as cool as this at the time. Obviously, it needed to be cleaned up and stuff. But honestly, it didn't even do all this cool stuff at first either. It wasn't until we went into Deeproot. I don't know if you're familiar with Deeproot. It's weird. It's super magical, like crazy magical stuff. There were hags there. It was bad. We went inside of one of their huts actually, and I think Marb tipped a cauldron over. Somebody tipped a cauldron over, and these like fiery things came out of it, and one of them like heated this up like really hot, and I just had to like drop it. But I think ever since then, I got all the cool stuff. Like I can hit harder with it, and like it does the cool armor, and yeah.
I would interject that as he's giving the description, Tej and Karos would have seen those cauldron sprites when they were in
Yes.
the ethereal here between. So that you know what he's talking about.
We saw them in
These
the
are
Boulder
those
Fields
little,
fight.
yeah, they're the ones that kind of came out of the cauldron, and they came out of this hag's cauldron as well. So
I'm totally swinging it around like that lightsaber kid. Back.
Rock,
Just-
please.
Oh yeah.
If
Please
I,
be careful.
we can get you one, Rock. Not that one, but we can get you a glaive.
I don't want to turn orange. I'm already turning purple, pink, whatever. We got enough weird, spooky stuff happening.
So it's a little. So as you kind of swing it around, it's a bit heavier than your staff of the croak, but kind of the same. Just kind of having fun with it. It is because he's got reach, but like weight wise, it's only a little bit heavier.
Just before I go to give it back, I'm gonna, maybe this thing's dangerous. Maybe I should just feed it to my bag. And I'm gonna, slowly pretend like I'm gonna feed it to my bag while I watch Davis.
It melts in your hand and it's gone.
Ah, that's
It
a neat
doesn't
trick.
burn you.
Just a hard eye contact and it doesn't notice.
Okay.
That's what it does. Sorry.
I guess we should head forth into the belly of the mountain then.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the fact I don't know that I would have let you do that, but I can't let you do that. That's the thing. Like that's why I gotta know what this is.
Gregnar, how does your mortar and pestle work again?
Well, you smash stuff in it.
That's a personal question.
Yeah.
No, every day I am allowed to summon up to 5 gold worth of basic materials as long as they still fit within the confines of the pestle. Or the mortar and pestle.
So like if you were to create something that would overfill because let's say theoretically he wants to create a liquid that's extremely cheap but create a lot of it, he could still only fill it up to the maximum of the pestle, so he might only create like a gold's worth of it.
It's like with the chalk that I'm creating, it's 5 copper pieces per chalk. There's no way I'm going to create 5 gold and be able to hold it all in there.
Exactly.
So
Chalk is famously
Essentially
dense,
just-
of course, so you can fit it on.
So it would kind of to interpretation, but he can, depending on what, up to 5 gold worth of it.
I've created a new type of chalk. It is
Ultra
4
dense.
times the density.
Yeah.
It doubles as plate mail armor.
In fact, if you
mail.
throw it at someone,
Chalk
you
mail.
will take their head off.
Yes. Use this rock with your catapult.
The
Heck
reason
yeah.
why
You
I
ask, sir.
the reason why I ask is I was reminded last night of my dream that there's ways to tap into.
Did you have a weird dream?
There's ways to tap into celestial knowledge about, I don't know, important things, and something as important that has a name, like Hearthguard. I could glean more details, but it requires more than just, spontaneous materials, and I don't think we're anywhere near anything like what we need.
Okay, so
Look it up, legend
long
lore.
story short, what do you need?
I need a lot more than what you could produce, sadly, and
Well,
we're not
Rock
gonna be able
has
to
a
get it.
magic thing that can produce a lot of things. That can replace
I
component
need
costs.
250 gold worth of incense.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have something in your possession that it does that.
And weirdly enough, 4 ivory strips worth of 50 GP each, which is weird because ivory. But anyway,
Those are not consumed though. But that is also
yeah,
still very specific and has a cost, so I don't know how that would work out.
exactly,
Yeah, if it doesn't
exactly.
have them, then
But could the blood
because
pot replace them, or does it only replace
no,
consumed
because
things?
consumed.
Gotcha.
The blood pot, you use that blood ichor essentially, right? And
I
it
have
gets
some
consumed.
general use like incense that I purchase for like regular spell use, but it's nowhere near 250 gold worth. So
Yeah. No, so I would say, uh, of course, CJ, unless if you don't want people to know about the item, I think you have it, right?
He does.
Which item?
The blood
The
money pot.
blood money
Exactly.
pot.
The blood pot? Yeah, everyone knows about it. We've used it.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah. It's I have.
Do you know how much is
I
What?
left?
don't see it on.
It's in his component
Have it.
pouch.
Oh,
Keep going.
component pack.
Oh,
Got it.
yeah. I've sorted things weirdly.
Yeah, cool, cool.
Yeah. We are down to we use it.
1375 GP. Nice.
1335. Yeah. So, but yeah, it is intended. It is for. So the way that the blood money pot works is, yeah, it's if you're missing consumed materials. And perhaps the secrets of making more is on the pot itself. Throwing it out there.
Um, just on a side note, when we were doing our things, I changed out a couple. Well, a cantrip and some.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fine. Haha, Al can't change spells. Haha, haha.
It's bullshit.
This is he's a bard.
I got,
I do
I got
this. I
rituals.
do this to myself all the time, where I'm like, "Oh my god, we could use Legend Lore; it'd be perfect." I like replace it during long rest, and then look to use it, and I'm like, "Oh, components! Oh."
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why, like, the good
Well,
stuff
I mean, that's a natural
is,
balancing act. It's like
yeah,
cheating. I mean,
yeah,
I'd rather abide by it than not.
yeah. So yeah,
But
so
it's
like
funny that I
to
do
give
that consistently.
you're not the only person, honestly, that does it. But yeah, so to give you an idea, Donnie, just for the future, like, yeah, you need to, because the ivory strips are a named component that has a cost, kind of how you did the platinum rings, you're going to need to track down 4 pieces of ivory and keep them in your
Yeah, 2
inventory.
pieces of beautiful ivory right on my face. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's true. They are
Just carve him
definitely
out of your
worth more than.
tusks.
Pull out my knife. Okay, how big is it?
Do it! Cut
Poor
me!
Davis! How?
Cut me!
I have
Cut
a
But yeah,
me!
hedge crafter's collection kit. I can do this.
yes, you technically could. But yeah,
Well, if we
anyways.
produce the right amount of the right kind of incense that I'm looking for, it's got to be like the nicest incense that we could buy.
Yeah.
That we could
Or
buy or you could buy, because the nicest one that I could buy, not so nice.
There's a
Okay, the
big difference.
nicest incense that you could find that I could buy.
all smug like.
So, Davis,
Yeah.
which way do we go?
Down.
That's the best question.
I think. Down?
Down, just down, always down.
I mean, that's where I
This is
always
where
was always going, and I think that's where the lava is, right? I don't.
This is where I really miss old school dwarves, because they could tell you everything about the rock they were in. Inclination, declination, everything.
Yeah. Hey, Dragnar, you're a dwarf. Can you tell us about these rocks?
Yeah, I can tell you exactly. Yeah, they're old, and they're not worked.
Neat.
Huh. Not dwarves.
That's about the extent of the new dwarven stone cutting.
I concur.
Karos will pipe up and, well, if we're going to keep going, are we going for one more day and then backtracking? We need to make some sort of group decision of what is agreed upon.
How much rations? And I can make water. We have the kind of like I've done a week.
At the risk of opening myself up to a wisdom save roll, I'll say, well, I'll only go as far as you guys want to go.
That's not one of the triggers. You're fine.
Okay.
Safe.
I say we go till we either solve it or we don't have a choice but to go back.
Yeah. I say maybe it's like a third of our food, our storage, and then we gotta head back because I don't know. I feel like the journey back, you gotta be safe.
And there's a city of people down here, right? I mean, they have food.
I don't know
know
about
What, used to
city.
be
I don't know about
people?
people.
Like, it sounds like they're not
Colony
people.
of gray monsters, from what we were told.
Yeah, they kept
Yeah, who
referring to
knows?
them like they're not people. Remember, that's
When
I mean,
when they don't
if you see
specify
the
the
way the
species,
sorry,
after you.
if you see the way the lizard folk were, they were
fair.
a big misunderstanding.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like when they don't specify the species and then they become a new title, greed rot. That's I don't know. That's a little fishy to me.
I mean, hope for the best, plan for the worst, right?
Yeah, I mean, and they did
I
go.
like it.
They did like make a bargain with the weird creatures that to like literally guard them out. Like they were considered that much of like a threat to them. I don't know. I mean, it's still a bit weird to me, but
I mean, they're not as bad as I thought. I mean, mimics are pretty great after having some time with them. I got better than I expected. I gotta say,
yeah, I was wrong.
unexpectedly.
Well, if we're going to plan for the worst, we're all thinking it. What happens if Davis goes insane?
I think
Save
I throw him
yourselves.
in a ball, and we push him out of here.
I'm gonna look Davis dead in the eyes. Say, I'm gonna suplex your ass. Just
I'm
deadpan.
Give me an intimidation check.
yeah, go for
Ooh.
it. I'm curious.
Yeah,
Would I do insight to against it?
I'm gonna lucky that.
yeah, you can incite it just
I
to
rolled
see
the
that.
same.
Oh,
I rolled pretty good for insight, 22 total.
no.
I'm not gonna use
It,
2 luckies on that.
it's not like you get it, Davis. It's not that intimidating. It's like he's
I'm gonna
trying.
suplex your ass.
Yeah, their voice cracks. Like, I'm gonna suplex you.
I'm the leader.
Yeah, very well.
Just audibly
And
like snort like. Okay.
I would say that you guys get the
Crack a
sense, at least
smile.
from Karos, that Karos wants to make sure that you guys are at least have an idea as a group, an agreement that this is as far as we go, and this is when we start heading back. Is you kind of understand from the air that he's a tracker, he's a survivor, survivalist,
Nice.
and he wants to make sure that you know, if there has to be a moment of decision where someone's like not available or unable to make a decision, that at least the group is all together, cohesive.
Yeah, I'll make
So
it
he's
clear. I'll say, I know there's 6 of us, but in times like that, my vote doesn't count. So I would say, whatever the 5 of you vote, do what you want. If you have to protect yourselves, I understand.
We're gonna find this damn thing.
Carlos will say, so we find a ledge and start going down with the ropes again.
I guess heat would be great. Like I mean, well, no, obviously. If we find something that feels like it's emanating heat or something, that would seem to indicate stuff. Carlos, you know that already, but I'll shut up.
We don't have to use ropes.
I mean, we can't all float like you.
But we can.
Oh.
Yeah. If we all wanna float down, if we're worried about ropes, I have ways to get us all fly down.
Walking as a group, illumination from the 2 light spells, one on the croak of the staff of the croak,
The croak of
and
the
one
staff.
on
Poke at the staff.
croak of the staff, and then Tej, I forgot where you like to put your light spell on. Tej, don't remember.
I have Drifty.
Oh, Drifty's out. Okay.
Hell
Where's
yeah.
the pug? We need the pug.
Bring it,
Oh,
bring
that's
it.
fine.
I really honestly should
Bless.
give Drifty to somebody else because I can just put light on anything.
If
But
you give me
it's-
Drifty, I will be encumbered.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
Please,
Not if you
Please.
have Drifty float beside you the entire time.
always.
one
He's
that
gonna
gave
get
it-
stolen.
you're the
I'm
one-
too. God,
You're the one that gave Drifty to me.
I know. I was too paranoid to have it floating constantly. So Sedge the next best.
If you
I-
recall,
I know you'll protect him.
if you recall, I'm the one who convinced Al to that it's yours. It just should be yours.
Al still got a connection with it. He's like, someday.
It's
But
a mini
I'm carrying
sun, for fuck's sake.
I'm carrying 2 rations.
I would also say, real quick, that Al, you had the opportunity of borrowing a belt that gave you powerful build. Yeah, yeah. Just ignore that item. It's on the list. Yep.
You wanna head back to Tabbers real quick? Just be like 2 minutes.
Sure,
In
you
and
go
out,
ahead and start heading that way. I'll find you in a little bit.
All right. Have a good one, guys. Call me if anything happens. Bye. Just walks 5 feet and then turns around.
I do have a new light trick that I can do.
Where'd you learn all this stuff? What the heck? You got like all these new
No,
things?
You know, every time I open my book and I read stuff, it's just like it's got so many interesting things. I
Is that
just
what you were
keep
saying
reading
was the
different pages.
unreadable book?
Well, I can
Davis.
read it sometimes now. Some of it's still unreadable. I don't know, but
Davis, in some cultures, it's rude to ask where they tap into knowledge.
Oh, really?
oh, I don't know where I'm tapping into this knowledge from. So he can ask. I don't have good answers.
I didn't know that.
Is
Um,
that safe?
But look what I can do, and I'm gonna cantrip dancing lights, but I'm gonna have them meld into a little Davis.
Oh god.
And they're just
I'll
gonna
be like,
walk.
Davis, you can lead the way.
Little glob Davis.
It's not like it doesn't have any details, but it just kind of forms vague, a humanoid. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
very very vague.
it just starts kind of like walking. Kind of no.
Cannot
Sways
be
its arms
produced.
more and its legs a lot more. It's just kind of odd. But following it, it doesn't take you long to find a good enough shelf or crevasse heading down. So if you wish to climb down, or you may, or you can start trying to figure out another way around.
It's a little Davis though.
It's actually really well done. Zoom, zoom.
Do we want to do we want to just have a jump here, guys?
One more time. Sorry.
But y'all got to jump at the same time.
Same.
I'm trusting you with this.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I don't know. Yes.
Save some time. Make sure we keep our ropes. In case we
Yeah.
need them later.
As you kind of peer over, the torchlight doesn't illuminate the bottom all the way. There's
Yeah,
Like,
it'll float down as far as I can.
Okay.
to-
So yeah, if it floats all the way down, then yeah, absolutely. You see the bottom. I think Dancing Light has 120-foot tether, something like that.
Yes, it is.
So within 100 feet, you see the bottom.
Jump.
Karos looks at you. He's like, "If we jump, I can just hold my breath." He kind of points to his little,
How far down is it again?
about 100 or so feet.
What?
What are you guys waiting on? Bamf, bamf.
Okay.
It'd be bamf fall, and then slow fall doesn't hurt you, so just bamf back down. Yeah, I get you.
Or I
Rock.
bamf and I can grab onto the side of the thing, right?
Yeah, but you're good. Jagnar makes it down
Bamf, bamf. Come on, what's taking so long?
as his voice echoes. Come on, taking so long. Come on, taking so long. Come on, it's taking so long.
Sounds like there's a bottom.
Okay. Kara
Everyone
sees
go with him. Go, go, go. And I'll cast
Oh,
Feather Fall as they jump.
All right, as
Close my
everyone,
eyes and jump.
yeah, trust jump. David, Ragnar, you just kind of watch them fall for a moment and go ahead, rock.
Yeah, so I cast Feather Fall on them, and then just to be fancy, I'm gonna walk to the edge and like turn around backwards, and then just like a trust fall, just fall backwards myself and wait for my cloak
Gotcha.
to float me down.
Yeah, Dragnar, what you see as he's like they're falling, and then all of a sudden there's this, you feel wind just kind of start pushing upwards, coming from nowhere, going up, and just catches them and slowly, and they all land, and rock is kind of falling down like a feather.
Oh, I guess so. I was gonna
Rock?
say it's a good thing that Ragnar did it, but you could also just float yourself because I was gonna say you can featherfall only works on 5 things.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
but
was
I can
waiting
float
for him to
myself.
miss
I
it.
I was using my
Yeah.
cloak. I didn't feather fall.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just trusting good old cloaky.
And Drifty, I'm assuming, says grab Drifty, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
whew.
okay, making sure. Because Drifty would just
There's, there's nothing 2 feet below me. Drop, drop,
Yeah,
drop.
pretty much.
yeah.
I think it has like a Wi-Fi range of 60 feet. I can't remember if it's 60 feet, but I
Yes,
think
it
it's
will.
Yeah.
It will tether 60 feet, and it will try to take the most direct, short route, bumping into everything, trying to get to you.
It might come back up and knock you out, so you gotta be careful with that thing.
Oh,
That thing.
All right, but you all land, and you still, as you land, Dragnar, you hear your voice echoing just ever so faintly off in the distance. Fuck. We just go very well.
I mean, go.
Adam, are we like in a crevasse, like it only goes 2 ways, or are we like in a huge cavern that you can pretty much go anywhere you want?
like cavern.
Okay.
So, as you eeny, meeny, miny, moe a direction, and continue traveling, um, illuminated. It still continues to be cool down here. Fairly quiet. There are the sounds of, again, the dripping water from time to time. Uh, the scent is still of, earth and minerals. Can I have everybody make me a perception check? Oh, and then for Kara, this is his third roll or fourth roll? Fourth roll.
15.
So, natural 15 plus 8, 23.
Davis and I are
Just not.
mesmerized by the architecture of the stalagmites and stalactites.
I mean, to be fair, if you just want to Google some natural caverns and stuff, they're pretty cool to look at.
Oh yeah.
This rock is a good rock.
Yeah. So
But
Al,
that rock right there
I
is
was
a
gonna say,
horrible rock.
points to the turtle and bad rock.
He made me jump. It worked, but he made me jump. It was very scary.
I'm always afraid
So-
he's going to feed me to the bag.
so yeah, Davis and Al, or sorry, Davis and Dragnar, a little bit, more focused on the immediate around them. Said you hear a sound kind of coming through, and it sounds kind of like a a high-pitched screech. And uh, Al and Karos, you would hear that same screech, and you would hear like multiple sets of foot or claw or something like moving off to a direction to a tunnel. Uh, and it's enough of a a buffer of time that there's how do I put it? Like there's like a natural stone formation that you guys all like you two are able to just get your friends and just kind of pull them down and get everybody just kind of go down as something is happening on the immediate other side, maybe about 30 to 60 feet away from y'all, but it like comes blaring and you guys are able to see what's happening. Like, well, not see, but hear what's happening. Pull your friends down. At least that's what Carlos is going to do. He's just going to grab the two oblivious ones, so Davis and Al, and just pull you, not
Not me,
Al,
Dragnar.
sorry, and Dragnar, and just pull you both down, and you hear, now all of you hear that screech, and there's like grunts and like yells to an extent, and there's just like the sound of something.
I'll like mutter over to Dragnar. Like, do we want to do the shadowy passing thingy? Sneaky.
We can. But is that something we really need to be afraid of?
You know, now that you mention it, I don't know exactly what these things are, but they might have information.
Al's a bit more panicky than that. He's like, Karos, do you duck, and he's gonna run over to Sergeant Rock. Can't decide between the two, but he just kind of makes his way towards them, and then himself ducks.
Gotcha. So as you guys are kind of like ducked and kind of hidden, the I would say almost all of you, the immediate smell that you guys get is just that iron smell, as there is definitely blood being spilled, and that natural inclination to kind of see what's going on. You kind of, if anybody wants to peer and look over, I need you to roll me a stealth check. And I will say that.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Woohoo! Not 20.
Oh God, Al, was that like a 30 something, like a 33 for you?
God, 31.
31.
Only at 31. Thank you.
Okay. So, Karos goes and shifts his weight, kind of holds his breath, looks over. Al, you look over,
Advantages.
and Dregnar looks over. No, yeah, Dregnar. What you see, just a kind of a visual representation. I'll explain it a little bit better. With token layer. You guys should see here on your map.
Ooh, I know what that thing is.
Guess
no.
I'll make these things just a little bit bigger, just so they're a little bit easier to see. There you go, kind of representing. You see the aftermath. You see this gnarled, like almost vulture-headed creature with maybe 3 foot long, barbed, like scythe-like arms that has just been pinned down and it's being cracked open. You see like it's almost like chitinous-like shell being ripped off of its body as about a dozen or so of these hunched over, now blood drenched, bipedal humanoid looking things are just ripping it apart, and it has expired in final like death throw. And then as they're getting up, Karos, like, he kind of shifts his weight, and his hand kind of pushes a little bit too hard on part, like a little bit of the cover that you have, and the piece of stone breaks off and starts tumbling, and then all of you kind of fall back, and you hear this. Yeah, this is
How
kind of what you
how
see.
far away were they, Adam?
60 feet or so.
Okay.
Best, like, eyeballing. They're ripping. So essentially, what you see is they're ripping this. They were ripping this thing apart, and it is just a blood splat. and there's about 24 or so of those what you see like gray-skinned human-like entities that are just been ripped into it, and then you hear like the little tumbling of some stone from where you guys are, and Carlos ducks back down. Sorry.
Is the drift globe anywhere near us or near me?
Sej had it, as far as I know. It's up to him. I can say yes for the sake of it. I don't mind if it's near you.
As soon as as soon as when Carlos goes down, I'm gonna take the flowing part of my outfit and I'm gonna shove the glyph globe into it. Can't speak.
That's the word.
So that light will be less or minimized, so these creatures won't know that we're here.
Yeah, I'll kill my dancing lights.
Gotcha. You'll hear like a few. You'll kind of be like in this tense moment, kind of hiding. You'll hear just some of the there's some motion down there, and you kind of vaguely hear like nails or claws scratching on stone. Uh, Carlos is just getting ready, kind of preparing himself, and then as a few tense moments pass, and where you guys are ducking, you'll see like a meaty five-limbed hand. Its nails are kind of like claws, dark, thick, and not necessarily, like in pristine shape that they have chips in that, and it kind of reaches and kind of pulls itself up, and as it does, it kind of leans over and you hear like this, it's inhaling heavily the air around it, but it is drenched and it smells of fungus and blood. Uh, and it's just like peering over y'all, but it doesn't seem to be aware of y'all. And another one's, and they just kind of drop back down and head back down to their hill. Uh, who has a passive perception? All of you do. Okay, yeah, all of you is high enough. As you see them in the darkness, kind of looking up, because they are this close. Oh no, because it'd be -5. So Rock and Sej would not notice this. Al,
Dangerous me so good.
Al and Karos would notice this as they peel back and head back down to their kill. They had no eyes, dude. Their eyes were where they were it's literally like they have the eye sockets, but it's just grown over with skin, and they don't see. And that makes sense that they were sniffing. And Karos will say, I think it's a good thing that thing was so covered in blood, it didn't smell us. And you just hear the sounds of them ripping back, getting back down to the group, and you just hear the sick, wet sounds of them ripping the hooked horror. I'm not gonna hide his name. And yeah. There you go.
Does Carlos let us know that?
Oh, that's right. As some time kind of passes, it's like, I don't think they have eyes.
I would explain why they didn't see the light, so I'll take the drift globe back out.
Yeah, and I make my dancing lights again.
Yeah. All right.
Do we want to? Because you said there were 12 of them, right? Adam, that we could see.
Yeah, that you could like easily eyeball. You could see 12.
Do we want to engage or follow or let them go by and we go continue on our way?
Play it safe. That's an assload of them, but we don't have any more.
Yeah, if we
Might
could
be in.
peel one off, that'd be good, but I don't know how you do that. Seems like they hunt in groups.
Yeah, I would say now that they are illuminated and you're able to, it's weird. You're able to kind of stand and watch as they are ripping apart and eating into this creature. slash also harvesting some of the unedible bits. What you see is it's they resemble a person in a way that a bat resembles a bird. All their parts are there, but all of a different model and in different proportions. Atop of their head is filthy, stingy, long black hair that is a mess that drapes over oversized pointed ears that seem to almost like rotate independently of one another. Their skin, from what you saw up close and just looking at them, is gray, and it has to have a, you could only imagine, has to have a like a texture that is of like sickly melted stone. When they were up close, you saw and you see them as they're digging into the flesh of the hooked for their prey. Their teeth are relatively white, oversized, and almost shark-like. But one key feature of these creatures is that they have no eyes or eyelids. They do have eye sockets, but it seems to be covered by that same melted stone-like skin.
Does it appear they have ears?
Yes, massive ears, like oversized
Okay.
ears. They, well, not
So,
like, so like twice the size of like what a normal human would, and they seem to be pointed and they seem to rotate a little bit independently.
so I'm going to look around and see if I can find a small pebble or rock, not our party members, but an actual pebble or rock.
Ah.
And then you said they're 60 feet away from us. I'm going to throw off to their left, our right, as far as I can, and see if they respond to the rock ricocheting across the floor.
60 feet, right? Okay, got it. As far as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a strength check. Let's see how far you heave this thing.
Okay, 18. Dirty 20.
20, yeah. So, uh, I guess you said a pebble, so you're talking about like, what, 5 ounces? Like not a pound, right? You're talking like something
Oh,
relatively.
no, I'm talking about
Yeah,
like maybe 5 to 10
yeah,
ounces, something like that.
yeah. So you grab it, and you hear the clamor ricocheting off of some of the natural interior of this cavern. Um, and they see like some of them snap, and they seem to be communicating in some form. And about three of them, they start like sniffing the air, start moving in that direction, and they kind of, you see like two of them kind of fan out, one kind of go another approach, and then like some of them that remain over the corpse perk up and look, but then some of them are still just gripping and.
Are they moving quickly or a normal pace across the stone?
Uh, when they heard the throw, you saw that like the initial like their response was lightning fast, like their head twitched and their ears moved and everything. But then they kind of go into like almost like a stalking way. They don't rush over it, not going just like headlong. Ah.
Okay, I guess what I'm looking at is how are they moving? Are they moving as though they're feeling their way around, or do they seem like they sense where the rocks protrude and fall down and all of that?
Oh,
Like, are they cautious as they're
I can
taking their
bet.
steps, or are they actually
Yeah,
like walking like they know where the rock is?
they know where they're
Okay, so I will look at Davis and say, definitely got ability to hear well, and they've got some way to sense where the rock formations are. So maybe some kind of
going. Nature.
blind sense or tremor sense. I'm not sure.
You can give me a nature check if you want to try to.
Ooh, 18 on the die.
I was gonna say I don't know if I could help him, but it doesn't matter. Probably.
That's an 18 by itself.
18. Um, they they're not like reaching out and feeling, and with the way that you saw their ears and their nose, they don't have they kind of bat-like features. They probably use some form of echolocation too.
Okay. I'll be sure that I let everybody who knows around me know that they can possibly sense us through our vibrations whenever we're moving around. So we need to be careful.
How long? I mean, does it? Are they about done with that thing? I can't tell. Like, if we wait, will they just go away?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, as you guys are kind of watching, you see that they've feasted and they start to like take. I want to say like I think the hooks on this thing. Oh, four limbs. Yeah, at least a foot, if not more, in length, and there's a raw like bony chitinous mixed hooks instead of like a claw or paw, and they're just like harvesting that. They take like the chitinous plating off its back, but everything else is just like stripped and just it's there is no coordination to the eating and dismembering of this thing. It has just been ripped apart.
Are they
But they just
using
harvested
their
it.
bare hands or tools?
They have primitive tools. And you see now that they have some tools that seem to be made of these creatures. Like some of them
Okay.
have like these like hooked like things strapped, let's say on their back fantasy style, right? That seem to have like a makeshift handle and it probably is a nasty sword like entity or like object.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, unless we can... Yeah, I don't think we could split one of them off. I'd kind of rather just avoid them. But we gotta be aware that they probably are more aware of us than we are of them most of the time.
I can pull another ball.
Well,
Yeah, but the rest of them will know that.
are they acting aggressive?
Not yet.
They just have you seen the way that they're eating that thing?
Well, yeah, not towards us though. But yeah, they
Oh,
are
well,
definitely savage things.
do you think this is what they were talking about?
The
This
grays.
product? Yeah,
Did you say
Yeah.
grays?
Yeah.
grays. Yeah.
Yeah, he said something about.
I'll give you a bit of a stink eye on that one.
Ow.
Excuse you?
Well, no, they said the mimic said they hunt the gray flesh or the gray people.
Yeah, but they had a name.
They said the greed people. It's different.
It's not different.
Fucking fantasy racism all over the place.
If you're talking, we can't hear you, Adam.
Now can you hear me?
Alright, yeah.
Testing.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
Carlos would just say greed. I think was what they called them.
Greed rot? Yeah, greed rot.
Yeah. No, I'd say let's avoid them, but be aware.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'd say we definitely avoid them, and we need to tread lightly.
Yeah, I was.
As I look at Sej and his armor.
I mean, my armor too.
Well, yeah, that's true. You
Do we want?
and
I wear
Karos
stuff that is
too, right?
light and bright, but not heavy.
Well, I mean, would it be too taxing for you to muffle our sounds, Dregnar?
Well, I can do it. The problem is it's the time frame. I can muffle it, but it's only going to last for 10 minutes.
Oh, well, I would say this. He's also talking about your pass without a trace. It technically does sound as well. I
It
know
does,
it's
but that's just an hour. So yeah, I could do it, but it's
I mean,
more
an
of
hour
a
gets us,
it's more. I'm sorry, go ahead.
an hour gets us an hour away from you.
Right.
Yeah, I can do it for now until for that until we travel an hour out. But other than that, it's kind of more of a reactive thing than a proactive thing.
Don't be so stingy with your key points. Come on.
Just like a greed rot. Go ahead and get it. Okay, got it. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say because like based on discussions with Kyle, he would say it would be beneficial at least.
Yeah.
Get
And
as
I
much
also said the same. So.
Yeah,
Okay,
he wants to
so-
survive.
Well, I say we head in a direction that's not the same as theirs, and not
Yeah.
the way we just came. So that way.
Yep.
Right, Davis.
Yeah.
As I point and kind of look at him like that, was that all right?
Sure. Assuming he's pointing not directly like back at the guys.
Yeah.
No, I'm not pointing at the guys or back the way we came.
Yeah. But knowing you, I had to ask.
Yeah, it's about a 300-degree field that we can go. So
Right. just so I remember. There you go. You got a little bit of darkness around you. So.
Okay, spend the 2 key points. Everyone gets a +10 to
If you're-
their
oh, there it is.
stealth checks. You just got to make sure that you stay within 30 feet of me.
So cards
And
roll. So everybody roll me a stealth check as you depart.
Yep.
And then you
It's
said
at
and.
10,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
right?
to cut you off. Yes, +10 on whatever you roll. And I'm sorry, I cut you off, James. What were you saying?
oh no, I was just going to say that that we have a +10 to stealth, but also we can't be tracked by any magical means.
Except by magical means.
Yes.
You can
I'm sorry,
only be
can't
tracked by
except,
magical means.
except by magical. What did I say? Can't be tracked by
Yeah,
magical.
it's the
Can
exact
only be
opposite.
can only be tracked by magical means.
That
Wow,
is
Al, that's with your +10? Jesus, would you roll like a 3?
I rolled a 4.
You sound so disappointed.
Meanwhile, I rolled a
Hey.
14 to get to 24 with the +10.
Wait.
Or no, sorry, I rolled a 15 and a 14 because I have to roll at disadvantage.
Yeah,
I got an owl roll.
Hey,
7. 7 plus what's Karos's? 7.
Although if it
Well,
was super fucking
22.
low, I could have brevored it to because it's a disadvantage roll.
huh.
Alright. Very well. I mean, to meta it, you guys understand how passive perceptions work, so.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Wait, where's
I
Sedge?
got a 13. I got a 13 normally.
So
But
23.
yep. Okay.
Nice.
So everybody's above a 20 easily. Okay. As you guys kind of depart, keeping light lit, illuminated by the dancing lights and a vague humanoid figure awkwardly moving before y'all. We'll go ahead and take our first break.